So, welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Mastering the Life with yours truly, Stevie Jones. I am the National Director of Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago. And I am so happy that we actually got some relief from the heat. The skies have opened up, and here in TNT, we have some rain. But I don't know if I could say the same for our guest today. She is the beautiful and very intelligent representative for the community of Gasparillo, none other than Cadiesha Joseph. Cadiesha is actually joining us on this live all the way from Miami, Florida in the US of A. Cadiesha, my love, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. How are you today?
Yes, I am great. I'm great. Just having a good day. I woke up and everything was good, getting myself prepared for the live today.
Fabulous, fabulous. I actually thought you would have been out protesting. I was so glad you were at home today.
Yes.
But on that note, what's the temperature like in the community of Florida right now?
Well, to be honest, we have been inside with regard to the COVID-19 situation and everybody needing to be quarantined. We have not really had a lot of contact with much on the outside, but with regard to social media and everything that has been going on for the past couple of days, it's really just sort of it's a lot. But it's really felt. I think once you pay attention to everything that is going on, you really begin to empathize and feel exactly what the persons on the front line are feeling. So
yeah, it's funny how no matter what part of the world you are, whatever your geographical location is, and despite the color of your skin or your socioeconomic background, when there is some form of injustice of any kind, and once you have that moral compass ticking, it's going to affect you. It's going to take a toll on you. How are you coping with that? As I know this was not the first topic that we were supposed to talk about, but since it's surfacing, how are you as a young Black woman? How are you coping with that in your lived environment?
Well, I've been really paying attention, really trying my best to pay attention to what is being said, what is not being said. I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday, and it was so interesting because being the optimist that I'm really looking at the COVID-19 pandemic as, although we are required to wear masks for our protection and for our safety, it's really beginning to unmask a lot of things that has been going on in the world, and even for human beings. You are really seeing a difference in the response to the situation with regard to the injustice that is happening in the US.
And not just in the US. I mean, yes, that's
and the world,
that's the current climate, but all over the world. And it's interesting
in
that
the world, yes.
You use that analogy, because today is actually World Environment Day, and similarly with the advent of COVID-19, as we've seen with other pandemics and other forms of bio war, it's also unmasking how poorly we have treated the climate and the environment and all living things. And I often get into some form of an argument with friends of mine who are of the opinion that the human species is the only species that's affected. Well, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're not. We were actually the last of all created things. So
Yes.
but I'm glad. I'm glad that you're okay, relatively. And I'm also happy that you are consciously aware of your environment, and your different
Yes.
environments, the political environment, the socio environment, etc. So it's good. It's good to stay abreast with what's happening.
Yes.
Are you someone, not just to say, let's just kind of premise this conversation. For those of you who have just joined us or who have been following this series called Mastering the Live, this is not simply another social media challenge for our delegates in the pageant. Really, this is a sit down, heart to heart, to kind of get to know who lives and what lives behind the screen. And I know many of you have been commenting and asking, even we ourselves, to kind of get to know our girls a little more intimately. So this is an attempt, without the glam and the quote unquote the distractions of the beauty world, to really get to witness the raw, unedited version of what we call the process of taking an ordinary girl and turning her into a superwoman. So this is part of it. And a part of that process is by training and forming both the intellectual and emotional intelligence of our delegates. Caidesha, talk to us a little bit. What's been your experience, your journey like coming into Supra since we first met you 2 months ago?
Well, it's really been a whirlwind. Sorry. It's been. I don't think I have one specific word that can describe what it's been.
Yeah.
But it's really been an experience in every single sense of the word. I was able to really get into things that 2 months ago I would have never even think about. Like it's really really amazing how different it's been, and the process and how it feels. It really really feels like this is exactly where I need to be right now. Because I'm really trying to get into to different things and really figure out and become one with myself.
Right.
So it's really, really been eye-opening and allowed me to really learn and push myself to see how much things I could really achieve, how much new things I could really learn and be able to fully grasp everything that is taught by the facilitators for the franchise. So it's really, really been an experience for me.
Sure. I want to ask you to share with the audience, because they would have heard me say in the opening sentences of this video that I am in Trinidad and you are in Miami, and people are probably wondering what's happening there. Explain to your fans and your supporters what's your situation.
Okay, well, I am currently in Florida. I have been here since March. I am with family, so it's not as bad as I know a lot of people. Like the situations persons are in the US and all over the world, because people were outside before they were able to get back home. So I'm with family. I'm well fed. That is extremely important.
Very important.
Extremely important. And I just try to keep it together. You know, I have my little cousin, so it's been okay. I've been able to go through everything. I've really enjoyed the quiet time, the downtime, to be able to just reflect and go through everything. So yes, I am hoping that I'm able to soon get home. I'm hopeful. I'm extremely, extremely hopeful that it will be very, very soon. so that I could see everybody. I might not be able to embrace as we would like to because of COVID.
Yeah.
But that is all well and good. I just really can't wait to be home.
Sure. There are two things that kind of surfaced as you shared. I want to say the first thing is that when we met Cadiesha, as a matter of fact, please correct me if I'm wrong, but when you applied for Supra, you were not in Trinidad.
No,
yeah, exactly. So you'd finished university. Now let's give them some meat. You study. You did your bachelor's in international relations. That's a BSc, is that?
Yes,
is it?
I did. Yes, it
international relations at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. And I think it was after university you were working at a company, and then you decided that you needed some time with your family, and you went on vacation, yeah?
Yes.
And you got stuck. Exactly, you got stuck in Florida.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And that was in March of this year. And we had screened. So Cadiesha is actually one of our girls who applied, screened, was legally counseled, did her orientation and her induction all virtually. And this is testament that this is how you level up. This, no matter where in the world you are, we have to find opportunities and ways and means by which we can still survive and still live and still be relevant. And so Cadiesha, hats off to you for that.
Thank you.
Because I know I've done this. Yes. I've lived away from home where I have not been able to touch and feel and be among my people and my friends and my loved ones. But I'll tell you something. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is this, that this is also an opportunity for us to reevaluate our love language. Because for those of us whose love language is touch, and we can't do that, even if we're living in the same house, we now have to make an active choice whether we're going to preserve life or if we're going to risk other people's lives just because I can't control my desire for affection. And I heard it. I hear you say it. I hear your other sister delegates say that they can't wait to be together so that they can embrace kind of thing. So I hear that. Let's talk a little bit about your aspirations. What are some things that you want to do with your life? Whether you're in the pageant, you're out of the pageant. Where does Cadiesha see herself in the next 3 to 5 years as career woman, family woman, whatever it is?
3 to 5 years. In the next 3 to 5 years, I see myself as a career woman, 100%. Mm-hmm. But I see it as a multi career woman. Like I'm a try everything, do everything, make it happen type of young woman. So I really want to be able to do that, especially with my initiative, my social responsibility. It's really important to me to be able to go all the way with that little sister's big dreams. It's really, really important for me to go all the way with that. So in the next 3 to 5 years, I'd really like to have done some camps, and I really want it to be a annual thing where I could be able to engage, maybe even more than annual, maybe every couple of months, maybe different. I really have a lot of ideas with regard to where I would like that to go. Mm-hmm. So I would really like to be able to have that running, as well as be able to continue to further my career and pursue just about a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's important. So I'm hearing from you, I mean, in our conversations previously, you shared with me that you're hoping to be able to, at some point in the near future, attack the masters. Everybody who's been to university know that you have to have several cups of coffee and whatever else you want to replace the coffee with before you even begin to do your masters.
Yes.
But that's an aspiration that we support you on, and to also to allow yourself to discover between now and then what are other passions and other things that you feel called to, in the hopes of living a more balanced and integrated life. It's interesting though that pageantry has become one of those bricks in the stepping stone to your future. Cadiesha, I really want to ask you, why the hell did you choose a pageant to use as a space where you can discover more about Cadiesha?
It's really interesting because being able to do my master's, I've been in an extreme thought process about which field I want to take it in, because as you mentioned, it is an international relations, but I'm in love with management and being able to do those types of business management and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's the being or deciding, I should say, to do a pageant really came kind of out of nowhere, but I'm becoming, and I'm starting to embrace things a lot more in my life.
Yeah.
I'm no longer backing down. Like I'm like, no, if the opportunity presents itself, we are going to go forward and give it a try. And I really, really believe that it is important to always try to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Like, comfort zones are boring. So boring.
Mm-hmm.
So it really brings forth a lot of growth. And as I get older, I'm becoming so much more obsessed with growth and really being able to see myself from where I've been to where I am now and where I know I would like to go.
Mm-hmm.
So really and truly, that is why I decided to do this pageant. It was really, really out of nowhere, but I was like, it might be exactly what I need, something different, something that will force me
and stretch you,
think and stretch me, something that will force me to really become aware, really look within myself. And the franchise is definitely not what I expected, because we have, in a good way, in a very good way, trust me.
It's okay if it's not.
Like, it is because there's so many stereotypes with pageants, and we always kind of hear the shallow aspects of what a pageant is, but this is totally and completely not that. And I realized that from my very, very first meeting with you guys, it is everything other than that.
Tell them what it's been.
And that, listen, you will learn some things about yourself. You will for sure learn some things about yourself that you will be like, ooh, okay, sis. Yeah, so
the other girls were saying the same thing. Janelle was talking about it in her interview, and she's like, girl. But yeah. I want to kind of prod on that a little bit, because I think there are some people who are of the opinion that this continues to be a cattle show, and it continues to be driven by a tangible prize. And while those things are important, it's one of the, I'll share this with you guys. One of the things that I learned from my former employer, the work that particular company does It's very creative. It's creative. It's event and production oriented. And I remember having a conversation with him one day in the office. And this is someone who is very well-renowned, world-renowned, and very established. And I just asked, do you compete to win? Because you win all the time. Every time you compete, you win. And the response was, and again, it's not like I didn't know that intellectually, but actually hearing it from someone like that, it resonated differently. And his response was, I only compete, I enter the competition because I have something to see. And my way of saying it is through visual art and visual representation. And if I win, that's a bonus. But the intention is never to win. I mean, yes, you want to.
Yes.
But the driving force behind it really is because I love creating, and I love giving expression, as well as giving opportunity to people to create. Because of course, when you hire people to build your creations and to design and whatever, it's not you alone, you're giving opportunities to other people. And I think that's what we do here at Supra. We enter the competition not just because we want to win a crown. Yeah, those things are great. It's important, but it's not as important as seeing how your lives can be transformed by a simple process of 4 months of working on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah?
100%. Yes, and as you mentioned that as well, one of the things, for me, I love dance. I've probably danced for like Best Village and stuff like that.
I'm still waiting to see this dance, by the way.
Most of my life. You'll see it soon.
I know.
For most of my life, I haven't been able to dance in so long, and I can't tell you how much I miss it because I've just been between work and school and being able to find somewhere that I like. It just didn't happen, and so that was also one of the driving forces. When I saw that you guys have an entire talent segment, I was like, oh my god, I get to dance. So I really, really can't wait to be able to.
This is going to be a showdown because not only is our reigning queen a professional dancer,
yes,
but this particular, Gia, listen, Gia don't play. Gia don't play. But this particular cohort, I think the majority of the cohort are dancers.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to be a judge on that night. I don't know. But won't it be wonderful if we could put on like a showcase of all of, and not just a competition, but a showcasing of all of the giftedness of our women, because all of you bring something so beautiful and unique. And that's why, if you're looking at this virtual background behind me, this is actually a representation of what we are promoting, so to speak, for this edition of Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago. It's called A Celebration of Beauty, Our Culture, Our Heritage, Our People. So, Caidesha, you better fluff those frills.
Yeah.
Get that hair tie ready, because we come in. Are you seeing this? I don't know if you're seeing it here. Are you seeing that fire breather in the background there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Listen, every time I look at this banner, I just get so emotional to think that right here in this little island, we have so much. Listen,
so much.
Unbelievable, eh?
Did you see the photo of the I Love Tobago sign?
No. Where? Who posted that? Where was it?
It was on Facebook.
If you find it, send it to me.
I will.
Or tag me in it. Yeah, I get
amazing.
I get emotional when I think about our culture. It's so beautiful.
Yes. It is amazing.
Yeah. So listen, we're talking about beauty pageantry, and you talk about, first of all, how did you hear about Supra?
Who did I? My sister. It was through my sister. And it was really how it came about. I kind of just went to her and I was like, sis, I'm really trying to find. I kind of just explained it to her. She's aware. She's aware of my, in terms of me with regard to work and stuff, and she's aware. She's very much aware of that, and I was explaining to her that I really miss being able to dance and really trying to get into things where I am able to meet different people and make some friends. And she really just said, I have the perfect person to put you on to.
Oh God.
and
is this somebody that I know?
It is somebody that you know, yes, very much so. You know him very well. And she told me, I think she would have spoken to him, and she told me to check out the page on Instagram. And really, that is how I came about the process. I just scrolled through the Instagram page, and that is really how I was introduced.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Very good. So you see, there's always somebody looking out for us. There is. Do you think, Cadiesha, that in the 21st century, and particularly now that we are living through a global pandemic, and there are so many more important things that's more important than dressing up and walking on a runway. And again, that's not to devalue what our competitions are geared toward, right? Because of course that's entertainment, and that's business, and that's opportunity, and that's tourism, and that's all of those things, which is, it plugs into the bigger picture. But do you think that for those who are of the opinion that this is not relevant, that this is a waste of time, like, what do you say to those people?
I say, you never know until you try. And if you don't at least attempt it for yourself, I don't think you could give much of a perspective on exactly what it entails. You really have to be in it, in my opinion, because, and I understand if you have formulated your own opinion, or society has made you think that something is one way. I understand, because I've fallen victim to it as well.
Yeah,
it's human nature. It's human nature, more or less.
Yeah.
So I really don't think, don't knock it till you try it. You might be surprised. You will definitely be surprised. Hello.
And even if you don't try it, don't knock it unless you know more about it. I mean, ask questions.
That is very true.
And even if the asking of the questions constructively, even if the asking of the questions really is to edify yourself and get to find out, well, why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you say what you say? Why do you behave the way that you behave? And to me, that's just fundamental principles of how we should be living anyway, because no two people are the same, and no two people will always agree on everything. I mean, and if you do, then that will be unhealthy and it will be boring.
Yes.
So I am always amazed, guys, excuse me, but my sinuses are off the charts today. I am always amazed at when people like yourself, Caidesha, and your other Supra sisters and Supra brothers, when despite of all of the social ills, and despite of all of the ugliness and all of the hate and the bigotry and the different types of classism, that still you come forward.
Yes.
it's really outstanding to hear your collective perspective. On that note of collective perspective, can we just share with the viewers and with the public today, in case they've not known, that the young women of the Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago franchise, the 2020 cohort, collectively drafted a response to submit to the government of Trinidad and Tobago on the recovery, what is it called? The roadmap to recovery. And I think it's the first time that, so we saw different groups of people doing it, right? Whether it's the Beauty Association or agribusiness or, different sects of the society. But to see that the beauty pageant industry, as was championed by Miss Supranational TT, actually had a voice to contribute toward our sustainability and how we can recover from this very difficult time. I found that to be very outstanding, and I think that deserves standing ovation to you guys. And that was actually championed by our creative director Ramon Alexis, who is the business brain, one of the business brains on the team. So thank you to him and to the rest of you. So let's talk about, as we come to the tail end, a few days ago, our international president, Gerard von Lipinski, officially launched the Community Social Initiative, CSI, and it's called From the Ground Up. From the Ground Up really is a grassroots movement that helps to tease out, so to speak, and I've been using that language quite often, what the DNA and the identity, the intrinsic identity of Miss Supranational is. Because people have been asking, well, who is Miss Supranational? What does she do? Yada, yada, yada. Well, this is what we do. We do not only enter competition and dress up and walk runways and do ad campaigns, but we also are very in touch and very involved in our respective communities, whether it's Gasparillo or whichever other community that the girls represent. Tell us, Caidesha, about your From the Ground Up movement, and how are you expecting to garner some support for it?
My movement is Little Sisters Big Dreams. We would have done introductions, it was about a week ago, with regard to just a general idea of exactly what our projects or initiatives are going to be about. And for me, I really want to be able to impact the lives of young women, young girls. By way of that, it's really important to me to be able to do that, and in collaboration or just the from the ground up aspect, I believe that being able to get in touch with your passions and what you feel and your confidence and who you are as a human being, I believe that being able to identify that from an early age is being able to identify that from the ground up, and being able to just learn and cultivate that. I really want to be able to get mentors. I was able to, just by the introduction video alone, a lot of persons on my Instagram reached out with regard to being able to just help out, or with the being able to be a mentor. So it was really, it was so touching and really unexpected at the same time, the way it was received. And I was so extremely overwhelmed by the response. And so to support, I really just need just young women who are just trying to be something. You don't have to be, you know, the most successful person or
Right.
most successful young woman. It's really just, to me, success is whatever success is for you as an individual. It is not society's idea of this amount of money or this
Mhm.
amount of wealth.
It's not
It's
accumulation.
absolutely, yes, it's
Mm.
not that. It is, I really just want wholesome people. Or
Mm.
even if you don't feel like you are wholesome, I really want to be
Mm.
able to create a safe space for everybody. I want it to really and truly be impactful for
Yeah.
both the mentors and mentees that I would be engaging with by way of
Hmm.
my initiative.
Hmm.
So really, support could be in any form of just by you wanting to help out, by you knowing somebody who might need a a mentor, sorry, even if
Hmm.
the person, and sometimes, you know, there might be a sort of stigma with the word mentor. It always kind of sounds like the person is kind of struggling or, you know, needs
Yeah.
help in some
Yeah.
sort of way.
Gotcha.
And that is definitely not what I would like to portray or to put out there. I really want it to be a safe space where everybody could come
Hmm.
and be able to find other people who mesh well and just are able to give some sort of insight
Hmm.
with regard to your life, and we're just helping just by, because a lot of time by sharing in your experiences it could be very helpful to
Yes.
somebody else. So that is
Fantastic. That's your
really what
ground
I
up.
want to do. Yes, that's my
One of
ground.
the things that I want to share with our viewing audience and our listening audience is that um, all of the young women, all of the delegates would have brought and would have dreamed into their own initiatives. And the only thing that we do really is we provide them by way of our coaching, because we have business coaches. So um, what we really do, and I think, Cadiesha, I think you have a session coming up this weekend, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. We journey with them over a period of time, excuse me, to help them to properly shape and to formulate their ideas, whether it is for a hardcore business, um, or whether it is for something more social or entrepreneurial. So it spans across the board, because a lot of the projects, a lot of people have very good ideas of things that they want to do, but don't know how to execute it for the sake
Yes.
of how can my project not only be influential but be impactful, and also create some kind of life and sustainability. So part of our program is a business coaching, training, formation program, which is facilitated by our some of our committee members, our executive members, some Arthur Lockjack. And we're very excited to see how these raw ideas are going to take shape over the next few weeks and the months ahead. Um, so I wish you all the best in your initiative, Caidesha.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
really
you
hope
so much.
that in and out of the pageant, that this is really going to be something that where you're going to get support. And tell your people, if they want to support you on your journey to the crown, your journey, even with your project, where can they find you and how can they support you?
Okay, sure. So you all can support me on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram tag is c.joseph underscore mstt finalist 2020. That's entire thing. It's long, but once you type in c.joseph, you should be able to
Yeah,
find
once you type
it.
C dots, it will come up.
Once you type, yes. And on Facebook, it is full name Cadiesha Joseph,
Right.
and you'll be able to find the page as well. And yes, that is the tags. I will be posting with regard to all the updates for Miss Supranational 2020
Right.
and everything that we do. I will be posting on both Instagram and on Facebook. So you guys could always look out for it there and support. You could always slide into my DMs for the purpose of business, please.
Love it.
But yes, those are the two socials.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Good. This has been very wonderful being able to sit and connect with you, even though we are both different parts of the world. So I do want to continue to encourage you to find ways that where you can mentally and emotionally really take care of your well-being, because I know it's difficult being away from home. But better safe than sorry. Stay put before Gary comes here.
Yes.
But I know things will work out in God's time.
Amen.
And I know that when you come home, it's going to be beautiful. It really is going to be a beautiful coming together of all of the sisters and the entire super family here in Trinidad and Tobago. So guys, we've been chatting with Cadiesha Joseph, representing the community and the area of Gasparillo in this year's Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago pageant. She is not at home, but we can feel her love and we can feel her warmth. As she mentioned, you can continue to follow her journey via all of her social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook in particular. And if you want to also find out more about what we do at Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago, you can find us online, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's at Miss Supranational Trinidad and Tobago, at Miss Supranational TT. You can also email us if you wish to, in whatever way you can, and you feel moved to support, whether it's financially or through other measures of support, because sometimes all we need is someone to bridge a gap for us, to connect us with someone where we could continue to level up and provide a safe but beautiful and joyful space for our young women to discover themselves. Yes. You can find us crowns and sashes 868@gmail.com. That's our email. Our telephone numbers are online. We are reachable. Connect with us, join the movement, and walk with us hand in hand all the way to Poland. In the meantime, just as we wrap this interview, we really want to encourage you to continue to practice all of the safety measures that is outlined. And I want to say this to our international community who might be looking on because of Cadiesha. Wherever in the world you are, please please try not to fight and do things on your own. If the systems that you are living in requires you to stay at home and to sanitize and to wear your masks and to observe the protocols that would help to preserve life, we encourage you to do that, because we are doing it here as well. Yeah? So on behalf of all of us here at Miss Supranational, we want to say thank you for joining with us. Thank you for joining these sessions. And we look forward to your continued love and support. I am Stephen Jones, and Cadiesha, we love you and we can't wait to have you home.
I know, I can't wait either. I'm so excited.
Good. Well, yes. give our love to your family and to the rest of Trinidad and Tobago and all of the Trinbagonians in the US and in Miami who might be joining in this stream. We love you and we're sending you lots of virtual hugs. All right. So until next time, guys, we're signing out. Have a good one. Ciao.